Hi, I'm Colleen Markey, and I wanted to take a moment to share my journey of being a clinical social worker for 28 years and becoming a life coach through Coaching Cognition, and also working with Mike Klingler through his School of Online Business. I had first heard about Coaching Cognition. Actually, it was Mike Klingler I had first heard about through Facebook. It was one of those incidents of 6 degrees of separation where there's posts going through the feeds. You don't know these people. But anyway, the post I read deeply, deeply resonated with me, and I clicked on it. That was on September 14th, 2010. I'll share the post and its meaning to me in a bit. I then began to follow Mike on his fan page and also his marketing mastery funnel page. And he was offering a live call with students in his marketing groups, and they were discussing a funnel. Being new to the group and Mike's teachings, he had asked me on the call if I knew what a funnel was. Well, other than being the passionate cook that I am, who knew a funnel as a kitchen utensil, I had no clue, no idea what a funnel was. Mike was very patient, supportive, and willing to take the time on the call to catch me up to speed and teach me what a funnel was. Getting off the call, I felt very out of league with the other students. They were entrepreneurs, business developers, had funnels, niches, and I was just a social worker at that point. So I backed off from pursuing the course, but continued to follow Mike and his posts. From those posts, I got to learn about Coaching Cognition School, and I enrolled in January of 2011 in the basic course, and immediately signed up for the intermediate in June of 2011. I'm now proud to say that I'm certified in both levels, and later, as I built my confidence and gained clarity of my purpose and passions through the coaching school, being coached, and the coaching process, which is invaluable, I took on the funnel. My intention of sharing my story is to inspire you to get out of your own way, to live your purpose with joy and abundance. With the right tools and guidance, you can make it happen too. I call myself the story shifter. As I share more of my journey, you'll get to understand why. So, as my story continues, I will share it in story form, and I hope you enjoy and become inspired to step out too. For the last 13 years of my social work career, I was blessed to be a hospice social worker. I truly loved my work. It was heartfelt, it was passionate, it was compassion, it was connecting through the eyes of the soul with people who were dying but so full of life and so wanting to tell their story. Increasing cuts in Medicare reimbursements to hospices were occurring and affecting budgets. Added to it were new regs placing more and more demands for hospices to have out-of-pocket costs. My work increasingly became more and more about productivity and quantity of patients seen, and less about quality of care and valued time spent with hospice patients and their families. Hospice began to create a very impersonal corporate feel to it, and I began to feel very disheartened. I've always been as individual as the spelling of my name. I was one to see the loss of authenticity in our services and the impact to staff morale for not being able to serve, feeling good in our hearts with the changes in how we ministered care. My sharing of concerns fell on deaf ears, perhaps because the managers were feeling disempowered as well. After 28 years as a seasoned social worker who worked in hospitals, mental health, private psychotherapy practice, and now hospice, seeing the impact over time of healthcare cuts and impact on service delivery, there were no more rungs on the ladder I wanted to climb or explore. The questions for me become, so where do I go from here and how? I have invaluable people skills. Connection to others and serving helps me to thrive and adds to my sense of aliveness. It's during the most difficult times in life when we can make the greatest advances in self-awareness, self-mastery, and in life planning, how ideas that stimulate us into action and have a grander impact on the world. The key is to be asking the right questions during these times. Ask what you want from life rather than dwelling on what you don't like. 2 months prior to meeting Mike Klingler on Facebook, my sister Janice, who was 11 years younger than me, had died. She had a minor hernia surgical repair in which the surgeon made a fatal error that left her near death at the time and critically ill for the next 5 years. It was life-altering. She came to live with me so I could be her caregiver. Janice attained some sense of stability in her health, although prone to setbacks. Quite miraculously, the year prior to her death, she had a healthy year in which she thrived and lived life to the fullest. It was during one of the most difficult times in my life when I read on September 10th, 2010, that post by Mike. I was grieving my sister, working at a hospice that was becoming less and less fulfilling, and I was questioning my life path. I enrolled in Coaching Cognition the following January. My peer coaches and the peer students through basic and intermediate classes were invaluable to me in achieving my goals to become a life coach, defining my niche, and supporting me through my grief for my sister so I could stay focused to keep moving forward and by holding me accountable. Unfortunately, I was involved in a car accident as my coaching was moving forward. I was rear-ended and suffered a mild concussion. Over the next few weeks, I began to experience severe dizziness and loss of balance and couldn't even walk 10 feet. I was pretty much in a sleep state more than I was not because my brain needed to heal. During this time, my work became healing and resting. Brain fatigue, difficulty concentrating, focusing, and reading, and an intense rehab regime was how I lived the next 7 months since August 5th, 2011. I was doing holistic therapies as well to help me heal. As time continued to pass, I had moments where I doubted my ability to heal and resume my coaching goals. I stayed committed to attending intermediate coaching classes and assignments. Many days I had to reserve all my energy and brain power to be present only for that, and I struggled. Is this how my story ends? I continued to be coached by my peers, breaking down my action steps into the most minuscule to give me a sense of movement and empowerment and hope. Some days a 30-minute time allotment was my measure of success. I made further gains in my healing, allowing me to spend more and more of my day getting back on target with my action plan. In addition to life coaching, I was certified in a game called Satori, which means awareness. Its purpose is to shift limiting beliefs and reframe our old life story that no longer serves us and keeps us stuck from moving forward in life by changing our life script. So I'm a life coach, a certified Satori facilitator who doesn't know how to market myself or business and knows very little about having an online presence. I know I offer value to others in my services, but how do I create that authentic presence? Integrating Mike Klingler's teachings through the School of Online Business and that funnel is how I've begun to achieve that. One way in which I have created that is through facilitating the Satori game by designing focused topic groups. I created a meetup.com page to promote my events. For anyone who attends a Satori group, I offer a complimentary follow-up breakthrough session using that as my free offer. In the free session, I help integrate their breakthroughs from the group event and explore further with them their goals and offer coaching packages. I am also working with a developer who will create a Satori game app for me, which I can then use online with Skype, allowing me to explore this further geographically. I also have created my Facebook fan page for my coaching practice, my Soul Shack, offering value content and sharing as I learn from my studies with the School of Online Business. As we gain clarity and purposeful meaning of how life has touched us and shaped us, we get to re-choose how we perceive it and take it in, and to let it serve us and our world for the highest good of all. Mike Klingler, Coaching Cognition, and the School of Online Business has been the lighted path for me, and I invite you to shift your story and step out onto the journey with us.